I am the top 5 best snappers in the world.
SuperTechGod. Welcome to the Marvel Snapcast.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Marvel Snapcast podcast. It's your boy, the top 5 best snappers in the world, Sino. And it's Sino solo day. All right, we had so many people say I should have my one-man show, and you know what? I decided I'm gonna have my one-man show today. All right, we got a great guest on today. It's our boy, none other than the boy, Prashaun. What's going on, bro?
How's it going? Happy to be here.
Good, man. Thank you, bro.
The first solo Sino cast.
Yes, bro. You know, SuperTech's handling some snap business in Vegas. You know, I think he caught the Super Bowl or something like that. So we don't really
went
need
big
him.
in Vegas and he just stayed there. Or what?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's just chilling, and you know, a perfect opportunity for your boy to run things a little how he would run things. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
How's everything going? Oh man.
I don't understand how you trying to run shows without me. You know we're in the same group chat, bro. You put the same link in the same group chat. What's going on here? What's the matter?
I thought I put it in something. Nah. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's going on, bro? Hey.
You still in your feelings about this variant?
Man, listen, Thunder Thief. All right, you don't get to be on the show when you steal people's thunder like that.
Wow.
What are you even doing? How did you even? I know I sent it to Prashaun. Prashaun, I sent it to you directly, right?
Yeah. I got the link.
You don't get alerts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
It was.
I am back from Vegas. Super Bowl was awesome. Shout out to Taylor Swift and them. We had a good party, you know what I mean? Hanging out with my boy Kanye.
You're not even a Chiefs fan. You're a Bucks fan.
I had to go, you know. I love football, but I am a Bucks fan for sure. Nonetheless, Prashaun, how you doing? I thought we were doing this interview next week. That's what you're trying to tell me. You sitting here swindling me, talking about next week. Are you doing it right now? You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I am
Ken. We do it in February.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
I'm Ken, aka the SuperTechGod, here with our host, the one and only
top 5 best snappers in the world.
Yeah, that guy.
Sino. He's supposed to be solo, but he's not.
And of course, our guest, the gentleman, is phenomenal when it comes to collecting comic books as I collect variants. He is killing it on the YouTube front with the best thumbnails in the game. Of course, he plays Snap like the grandmasters play chess. Ladies and gentlemen, help us properly introduce the one and only Prashaun. Welcome in, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you for having me again.
No problem, bro. It's awesome because he's a friend of the podcast. He's been on before. So this is definitely and a lot of new stuff has been going on with Prashaun lately. So I'm excited to hear about what's been going on.
Finally cool now. So
yeah.
Moving up in the world.
Cool.
I'm moving up in the world.
There you go.
My Twitter mentions have been going crazy. Like I take a nap and then I wake up and it's like, what did I do? Like
that's what I'm talking about.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
It is Black History Month, so you know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all the Black content creators should get some love.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm glad.
Yeah. I'm just like that.
Yeah.
The beige rage.
I'm just I'm part of the khaki color crew with Drake and Stephen Curry. We're all part of our own little khaki color crew. It's okay.
So there are a ton of Marvel Snap content creators that are of the African American or African descent that don't get a lot of spotlight because they're either new or they're not in certain groups, etc. But definitely shout out to all of them.
I'm actually doing a tier list with 218s. He's
awesome.
A newer creator, so I'll tweet it out soon. So he's a Black creator, so shout out to him and shout out to Gaming with Flash too.
Yes, Gaming with Flash is awesome.
Gaming. I know Gaming. Yep.
Juice G as well. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Yep. Smooth Op. And there's a bunch of others, plenty
it's
others.
Your man, Smooth. I love doing that shit for some reason. I don't know why.
That I really feel should get some type of spotlight. Shout out to, of course, Educated Collins.
Educated Collins. I was about to say.
Loopy, everybody.
Loopy, yes. Shout out to Loopy, friend of the podcast. Yes.
Yeah, so definitely I'm happy that you're on so we can, discuss a lot of things of Marvel Snap. And I'm glad to hear you guys doing a tier list, letting it be known about other content creators, about the other cultures and diversities that are out there. I'm definitely trying to continue my spotlighting Black heroes and villains in Marvel Snap, because I think it's a very fun thing to do as well. And
even though they do like Bishop dirty in the comics, they make him like an angry black man. Oh,
I know. He's gonna be the last one we spotlight, just because of that.
Doing them dirty even more, man.
Listen, they treat my boy Bishop
he's
wrong.
Not angry, he's misunderstood. Okay, he's trying through time. He's cranky, bro. You know the type of what do they call that? When you fly too much,
jet lag.
Yeah, what type of time lag he got going?
Time lag,
it's rough.
It is bananas. It is rough for sure. But I love to hear that. Love to hear that you put that together. Cannot wait to see that tier list. And after that tier list, we should definitely host some type of tournament of power, right? But we're gonna call it tournament of power just for that.
What's crazy too? Like sticking with that, like. As a kid, I didn't notice as the X-Men, like Professor X was like the MLK.
Yes.
And then Magneto was like Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Like, correct. I was totally oblivious to that.
It's like I was 8 years old when I found that.
Yeah. No,
I didn't know that. You just told me that. It makes sense. That's why I'm saying.
No, if you look at how they treated mutants and the way they called them muties, and they were segregated from a lot of things, I think that comics back then, they couldn't just do about Black folks, right? Because that's not going to sell. So they definitely, if you look at how they act, and Magneto's always about action, and Professor X is always about taking the calm route,
peaceful protest and all that.
For sure. Yes, so that's basically what it's all about. So 100%, that's exactly what it is. So no, I'm happy, man. I'm happy that a lot of people out there are trying to bring spotlights to all different cultures and diversity, because that's what it's supposed to be about. We had that event go down where they didn't have any diverse or people of culture or color in that tournament. A lot of people got upset. A lot of people spoke out about it. They didn't have any females or one female at the time. So I think it is always good to spotlight those so that people know, hey, it's not just blank. We have a bunch of people that also enjoy this game, promote this game, play this game, and could be a part of those events as well. So that's awesome.
I think when you have people that play the game that look like you, it definitely makes them feel included.
Big difference. Yep. Big difference, because when they see that, then themselves, I want to get involved and play too. And we now have a lot more than we did.
Sure. Oh yeah, Duck Pie too. Shout out Duck Pie.
Duck Pie, yes.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we had a lot less 2 years ago. There was Collins, probably myself.
Yeah.
Loopy came up, right? So I'm happy, man. I'm happy to see it. Happy to hear it. So yeah, we brought you on the show, talk about all the cool things you have going on, and also to definitely dive into, of course, the wonderful meta that's happening right now in Marvel Snap, and of course the new card old card now, called Obsidian. How you feel about it? And of course, talk about the next week's card, or the next card, I should say, Corvus Glaive, right?
Yeah.
So
shout out to New York and the sirens in the background over there.
New York, baby, Brooklyn, still Brooklyn, and let's talk about the meta. So before this season, the meta was definitely all over the place. We saw a lot of Alioth and Lockdown run rampant. Second Dinner did a lot to kind of ease that away by nerfing 2 or 3 main cards in that whole Lockdown Alioth, right? Alioth being one of them, Professor X, right? And then of course Miss Marvel. So after those nerfs came about, Lockdown kind of went to the wayside. Now we're seeing a lot of different decks, mostly Destroy still, but nonetheless, Prashaun, how do you feel about the meta right now?
The meta is very hella heavy. So
yeah, it's hella heavy.
Hella heavy right now.
I like that.
Yeah. I think the meta is decent right now. I think a lot of people are going back to Darkhawk because Blob isn't as crazy as it used to be. And of course, Lockdown. So it's like Lockdown, Hella, and then especially with Black Knight a few patches ago too. I think it made discard more viable, especially with targeted discard with Blade. Like the adjustment with Blade made it easier to play discard. I know like a few seasons ago, like I was playing discard heavy because I was playing like a Lockjaw discard because I could get rid of like Jubilee or White Tiger, and then of course with like Silver Samurai and Blade, and then bring it right back, which was pretty easy. So I think even with the card like Grave that's coming out, like he's gonna make discard even better, which is crazy. So it's gonna be like discard, destroy, or lockdown for the most part, and then Thanos too. There's a lot of Thanos going around too.
Yeah, I've seen both. I've seen a lot of Hella and a lot of Thanos. I think that's pretty much where I agree with you, Prashaun. That's where the meta is at right now. I've seen a big decline in Destroy because it was Destroy was like here, and now it came down. So now Hella and Thanos and little High Evo also out there.
Well, High Evo's here to stay.
Yeah, he's never going away.
It's not going anywhere. And then the fact that
and then you see like a Nihilist too, a little bit too.
Yes, mm-hmm.
A lot of Annihilus for sure. Thanos is just running rampant right now, or bigger, because of course Cull and Blob, right? I mean, that's the card list to beat. Pull Obsidian in the card list with Thanos and Blob, and the rest of the big dogs, and even Lockjaw. You have a chance to win that game. Hella always been a viable card list from day one. Hella never changed, right? Play a lot of Hella as well, and then of course you're looking at cards like Annihilus. That really helped the junk package, the toxic package.
Yo, buddy.
It really helped that packet. It really helped that kind of card play. There we go, card play. Rise to the top. So shout out to Annihilus as well on that. But yeah, all in all, I think by saying that, the meta is in a good spot because you can play all these different card lists and have a chance to win. But how do you feel about meta decks versus personal cooks? Do you think meta decks will always reign on top, or the personal cooks have a chance?
It depends on who makes the deck, right? Because like Lambie made like Silky Smooth out of nowhere, and all of a sudden everyone started to play it, and that was his own cook, which was original, and then no one was playing it. And then like same thing with Guardians, no one was playing that like Guardians package, and all of a sudden it became good. And I tweeted it last night. It's still pretty good. I think I went like 75% with it. So I think the meta is going to be the meta. Like everyone's going to look for the hottest decks. Like even on my channel, like people want to play the most toxic stuff or whatever gets them wins. Like there's a niche crowd that wants to make their own cooks to win with. That way they're proud of it. But for the most part, everyone wants to reach infinite as quick as they can and gain the most cubes they can.
Okay, that's fair. I totally get that because it's tough. Some cooks, you're right. I think like Lambie and like others that make these card lists and they're popular and they're winning with it, it becomes kind of the meta deck at that point, right?
Yeah, it joins.
But those who try to cook and they lose and they're going to the meta decks feel a certain way. I just think both, like you said, I think it all depends. I think both sides can actually win. It all depends. Any snap Sunday, anything can happen, right? But I think the best route to play snap is to try to build your own versus going after the ones that are guaranteed for you to win. I think you definitely try to build your own and have some fun with it, right? Have a good time with it and make that climb to infinite, or of course get on that wonderful conquest mode. So Cull, how'd you feel about it? What would you give the card when it came out? Like before it came out, what did you think about it? And then when you got it, did it meet your expectations?
He's a good card. Sometimes he's like an awkward fit on curve. Because obviously you're playing a 1, you could play Zabu on 2, and then you could play him on 3. But on 3, like, would you rather play like a Miss Marvel, or would you want to play like it just depends, like on that mid game what you want to play. But there's a lot of Omega Red, so he fits in with Omega Red pretty good, especially since that extra power in the beginning. But you're acceptable to Shang-Chi, But if you play enough big boys on the board and spread them out, then of course your opponent has to guess and make like a crazy decision,
Right.
especially with Sarah too, right? So if they're playing Sarah, I'm seeing that a lot, where they're gonna have to make decisions on where to play Enchantress, where to play Shang-Chi and etc. So
what about you?
I think he's good. I think he's an A tier.
A tier? Oh, well, okay. Sino, what you give him? What do you think about Cole?
I like Cole, but I think he's pretty simple. It's big power for turn 4 or 5 or such out of other low cost. So you're getting big power, decent amount of cost. I agree with Prashaun. It is a little difficult around the curve, but I'm playing him in stuff like where I have Scar. You know what I mean? Where if I get big power on the field, Scar goes down, and then towards the last end of the turn, you know what I mean? I'm throwing it out there, and I'm getting it at a reduced cost, so I might be able to throw my opponent off a little bit. But I think he's just mid. You know what I mean? It's good for like you have Dracula cardless. If I play like a Lockjaw Haivo, where it has a bunch of big cards, and then I have Dracula just in case, I got him in the
right, you don't get him out.
there. He could pull that while it's in my hand. But yeah, I don't think you're really using it to change anything or really win anything. So I'll give him, by our rating system, I'm gonna go gold. I'm gonna give him gold.
Yeah, I before him coming out, I felt the same way. I felt he'll be good in a Black Swan Thanos cardless, right? On that last turn, just dump your whole hand of 0 cost ones and drop him with there, or even hit monkey. But actually, after getting him, it's highly unlikely because I am missing Chavez. I think old Chavez was so good that you can think about card lists like that and it will happen.
Now, we're all missing our girl Chavez, how she was. She switched up on us. We're not liking it too much.
It is not the same, and it's not the same now. So, I think that's good. I think it's healthy, right? Because thinning out the deck was a problem for most, but I think it's healthy.
It's so good though.
I know, man. Especially in discard, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yes.
But I think Cole, he has a place, right? You guys said the problem is definitely on curve. You want to play him on 4? Do you play him on 5? He's Typhoid Mary or a bit stronger crossbones. It's
Typhoid very Mary without that negative catch to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to play in a one. But
so I'm with you, but I think for him you have to play armor, right?
Yeah,
because you can't use Kite.
Because if you're playing against like Destroyed, if turn 3 they could play Killmonger,
right? All your ones are gone. So to me, and then you got Shang-Chi to worry about. So to me, you're putting a big target out for Shang-Chi to go ahead and punch. So it's like I need armor, right? So you still got to walk with another card. So if you want to talk about it like that, you need 0. You can walk with 0 for Typhoid Mary, or you can walk with Sauron for Typhoid Mary, right? But at least Sauron will give you a better wide range of turning off cards than armor to protect just Cull. So it's like that's where my head's at on this card. I definitely give it, just like you guys, a gold rating. I think there's nothing too flashy about it, and I'm happy that it came out now and not later on in the season. You know what I mean? So give people that break in between, because I think these other 2 cards are going to be bananas. So let's talk about these other 2. Let's talk about the other card. Actually, we're going to pull it up.
It's pretty interesting for you. You lay it down on 4 and Professor X next turn. You got the power there to kind of support it. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, but you got to hope somebody does Shang-Chi, but I hope you got priority.
Yeah, true.
Because if
who waits, people usually wait to Shang-Chi though. Sometimes. Not all the time.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've been playing him with Darkhawk. So he's been working with Darkhawk because they might Shang-Chi, but I have Darkhawk. And I think Omega Red's in the deck too. So Darkhawk, Omega Red, like it ends up taking that Shang-Chi lane after they snipe. So it's pretty decent.
That's actually good, actually. I like that. So looking here, as you can see, we have Corvus Glaive coming up as you guys are watching it, I guess, on the same day. It's going to be discard 2 cards from your hand and get +1 max energy. So this is a energy buff or ramp with discard, which I think is pretty good. It is a lower Hell Cow, but it does give you that extra energy when you do discard those 2 cards. So I think I'll give our guest the first shot. What card list would he be mostly running, or is the best to be running?
I think it would be crazy to put X23 in there. Like, we could do some crazy ramp stuff, especially with Helicarrier too. You could probably have Helicarrier, X23, play Corvus Glaive, and then get a big card out on 4, which is pretty crazy. And then you could definitely keep the opponent guessing, and then of course like Dracula and all that good stuff. But it's crazy to see ramp and discard when you already have discard being one of the top tier decks.
Yeah,
and then especially if you have Dakin too, you could probably get rid of the blade. I could see Dakin
absolutely
in there.
Absolutely.
That way you have cards in your hand you don't care about getting discarded.
Right.
Especially like the swarms, like of course Apocalypse, Helicarrier. So I'm thinking about having cards in my hand I don't care about getting destroyed, and then ramping up the next big thing.
I agree.
What about you, Sino?
I like this card. I think it's a better Hellcow in my opinion. Now I know you love Hellcow. You love you some Hellcow.
Well, I'm saying he's a better because of stats, right? Hellcow's better in stats, but no, this is he gives me ability to ramp up.
That ramp up in there too. Now he's just as risky as Hellcow because if you're trying to use him in that Hella, there's a good chance that he hits her just like Hellcow.
I don't think we're running Hellcow and Hella. I don't think we're doing that, but
no.
Some people used to. I remember I used to have a card list, but you take that risk. You have it there, and you're like, I got no choice. You know,
you're gonna
mean?
put it behind the Invisible Woman. You mean? I think he's good. He's gonna be good, and definitely the APOC Swarm Gambit.
Yes,
X23 like 100% X23 Swarm.
Do you think it brings APOC really up a level now too?
APOC's really up a level.
Yeah,
for sure.
Do you think it helps? I think it highlights it and brings it and elevates it a little bit more. Now you got the energy buff too, so I think it just brings it up a little. It gives you a little bit more to play.
Yes, it does bring that discard deck up. Not the Hellas, not the Tribunals, but it does bring up the APOC Swarm Dakin card list for sure.
The question is now: do you take out Lady Sif now for him?
Ooh. Well, I don't know if you would. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would.
Yes, you swap Lady Sif and put in Hellcow now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just
APOC wise, right?
Yeah, because you get APOC. That's 4 discards now, right? So again, if you do play Dakin and you get the shard or the blade out, and then you have Swarm in your hand and you have X23, you play these 2 cards. You're definitely empty. You definitely you're doing big things.
Yeah,
and if you get Gambit out there too with you. It's also going to be a problem. So I think with APOC, right? Because you have APOC. So you're hoping this card and Hellcow hit APOC a couple of times.
Ooh, I'm thinking maybe even Exodia too.
Yeah.
You could probably just fill up your hand with ammo for Gambit and just go
then
crazy.
Gambit long and just go bananas. Yep. So I think definitely Corvus, the card list that's going to come out from this card is going to be very interesting. I can't wait to see the cooks, what people are going to do. But yeah, off the rip, definitely X23 Swarm APOC is the next set of cards to go with this card for sure, right? If you want to do the Exodia with Gambit, Wong, Mystique, definitely you can do that too. Dakin is also an option.
It might also help Meek out too. Give it that buff.
Yeah,
Meek needs some love, but
you only have 12 cards in the deck. I think Meek is on the chopping block.
Exactly.
Meek don't make the cut. Sorry,
I'm even thinking put it in Collector too. If you're gonna have Swarm and all that,
Swarm, yes, I'd rather put Collector or even more Morbius, right? Morbius and
Morbius is definitely like we spoke about earlier in the past episode. It was definitely gonna get a buff
because the following week, Proximity of Midnight, when this card is discarded, jump to the lowest power location that isn't full.
This is a problem.
Now this is even having this in your hand just to keep. So her and X23 and Swarm, you want them in your hand, right? This with Hellcow and Corvus. I mean, this is even crazier, right? Or even thinking about doing something crazy like Moon Girling and having 2 of these and then discarding. It's just
Moon Girling having double Dakin, double Proxima Midnight.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is crazy.
It's gonna be
shout out to Perry Manilow. He always does double Dakin.
Yeah, shout out Perry.
Yeah. Double Dakin is the truth.
Yeah,
but at this point, you throw away like Black Cat is a card that won't be played ever again. Hell Cow won't be played ever again, just based off of these two cards.
Yes, these two replace those two. Like I said, unless you're gonna put Hell Cow just because you want to discard your hand, you want your hand emptied, right?
But you might as well have MODOK.
It's good for the early players though, right?
Too.
They can take advantage of Hell Cow and all that. Get used to that, and then as they come up, they'll get these cards, and they'll really they'll really shine unless they go straight out the gate for them,
Yeah, those are definitely like starter cards to practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It gets you your introduction to discard, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like Hell Cow, you're not even gonna play those cards anymore.
No, isn't Hell Cow stronger than MODOK? Power wise?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
but MODOK does more.
Yeah, that's fair. MODOK does the whole hand,
he does a lot more.
But maybe I don't want to discard my whole hand. I mean, I want to take that chance.
True, yeah.
Nah, but no, I'm with you. I mean, I just think that this card is going to be epic for discard, and I'm definitely a big discard fan. Hella was the card list that got me to Infinite my very first time, and I had Lady Sif Ghost Rider early in the beta days, and I would just run that to get, just to climb. It was just the best thing ever. And that's when Lady Sif was a 2 cost and Ghost Rider still a 3. No, Ghost Rider was a 3. So turn 5, you're dropping
both.
You're dropping them and pulling Infinite, right? It was just the best thing on the planet.
Cheating.
Nah, I like that Snap. I seconded the whole couples thing this week. How do you feel about the couples things, Prashaun?
It's cool. I think they missed the mark with certain couples, but it's fine. I don't know. You got like Kitty Pryde and Colossus. Who else is there? There's
Gambit.
I think Elektra should have been with Daredevil. Not
Devil, yes, Elektra. Yep. I really feel bad. Why? I mean, with Black History Month, why is Luke Cage and Jessica Jones not a couple?
Oh, true. Yeah, and I think like Storm and Black Panther would have worked too.
Yeah, Ken said that too, and I agreed with him. Why Black Panther and Storm weren't together on them, but I get it.
They were with Nakia.
Yeah,
I think they're going based off of the MCU.
Right. I think they shouldn't,
and that's why. Yeah.
You think you think they shouldn't?
No, I don't think they should go off the MCU. I think they should go off of
comics.
Yes, and you're a little biased because you are a comic purist, aren't you, Prashaun?
No, I watch both. I'm all MCU too. But,
he's like,
there's a few more couples they could have used.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I like the idea of this because I think in Marvel Snap we want to see more synergy with characters that actually are in a group together. Like I did the X-Men challenge where I lost almost every game, but I think if you have power-ups with the team-ups, I think that'll be cool in Marvel Snap because it'll cause more like variations of deck, more deck building, and more like strategy. Because you're like, oh, what are they playing? Like, oh, okay. So yeah, I like the idea. I think they should definitely do this more, but with more team ups.
Yeah, because that's something I always mention too. Like, why isn't it when you put the X-Men or the Guardians in a card list, they don't get an extra buff because you have every Guardians in the card? Like, I think Marvel Snap should try and do that, or give us a mode where it's team ups like that. Like you have the entire X-Men in your card list.
Right.
These are the buffs you get. You have the entire Guardians.
That'd be kind of cool. I like that. Right? I think that's a great idea, Ken.
Yeah, the Avengers, the Guardians. Now we have all of the Black Order, right? So put Thanos and the Black Order in there, and they get buffs. I think those are the things that I think second.
Make it like a weekend mission or something too.
Or a different mode, a whole brand new mode that people can play because they want to play with buffs that gives them team ups if they use Cyclops and Jean Grey, right? Or like I said, I think it'll be fun because that brings a fun factor into it, and that mode itself can be a story mode, right? So,
how
we play.
It does have a story to it,
Yu-Gi-Oh, and they kind of give you the story mode where you have this card list. So now you're Yugi versus Kaiba, and you have to play Dark Magician against Kaiba. Like, so give us a story mode where we go through the story of either Marvel Snap, right? They make their own story, or story of the X-Men, right? So you have the X-Men versus Magneto and his team, right? You
Yeah,
have
Brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
you have the Avengers versus the Black Order, right? And you have
Mhm.
fighting for Thanos' stones, and they give us little not cut scenes, but like comic scenes of the Avengers fighting Thanos and his team. You know,
And it
they
could
give
be like another album too. You get like a little
Correct.
piece of an album, and then once the album's complete, you get more
Correct.
emotes and gold
Yes.
and all that
I
kind of
like
stuff. That would be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, so I think they should do that. Give us a story mode where these type of things happen in that mode, and that's another thing people can play. And like you said, make it for albums. So now you want emotes, play the X-Men story, play this story, and it unlocks more stories as you go on. And I think as they get more cards in the game, this will be the next thing that they can do. And again, that's great for content creators like ourselves, because now you can watch us play the story mode or
Right.
do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So no, I think I do like it.
Whoa.
Don't worry about that, guys. I just threw my mouse off the table.
And that's how bad he wants a story mode, guys. That's how true it is.
You're the one smoking, I'm the one high, right?
Oh, wow.
That's the way I look at it. Like, wow, I'm knocking the mouse off. But yeah, I definitely like them taking these chances, because that means, they open up for other things, and that's the key. So yeah, I mean, talking about that, what mode would you want to see brought to Marvel Snap?
I like the story mode, but I really want to see like a practice mode or something. Like like Marvel versus Capcom, where you're just beating up a character or something, where like you're just playing against bots, like a bot mode where you could just try out combos without any consequences whatsoever. That way you could try out new combos, see what works, see what doesn't. Compared to just going into proving grounds every 2 seconds just to try something out.
In that practice mode, do you have access to every card in the game, or just
yes? I would say yes.
Yeah, Prashaun, like yes.
I would say yes. And then if a combo works for you, then of course you'll try to target that card or try to buy that card.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No, that makes sense. Okay, I like the idea. I definitely do. Sino, what about you? What mode would you like to see come to the game?
We spoke about this before with the 5 Sinos, but yeah, I think we were talking about it earlier too. I think we really need a spectator mode. I think it opens up a lot of avenues for us as far as tournaments and just overall hanging out with your friends. And you're like, for example, shout out to Robotussin Radio. Prashaun will be on there battling Robotussin, right? And I'm on the comms too. Now, unless Robotussin puts that on Discord, I can't see it. But if they had a spectator mode, I could go right in and watch those two battle it out. I could even commentate. I could do so much things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and even that, let's not even talk like streaming or nothing like that. Let's talk just you're hanging out with your homies. You know what I mean? There's maybe a few of you there. You're talking shit. You're going back and forth. Now it's hype. Now I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, and then we battling, and now your peoples could come right in, right on their phone, and just watch your moves and stuff, like maybe switch between views of whose card list is who and stuff like that. I think we desperately need that. I think it really helps the community. It helps everybody. So I'm gonna go with that.
I like that. Definitely spectator mode. I like that. For
me,
do
you feel like Marvel Snap is avoiding that?
So,
seems like they're avoiding all that competitive, except for the small creator stuff they do.
That's a good question.
Foolish to avoid it, though.
That's a good question.
I don't want to embrace that.
But I don't think they're ready yet. I think that brings me to what I want in the game. Not even a mode. I mean, yes, I would definitely like a mode. I like the practice mode too, but I definitely would like a way for us to configure the battle mode, right? Because I like to run tournaments in Discord, and I mean, we got lucky that last tournament was so good.
Yeah,
but I would like to make tweaks to locations, right? Like, okay, I want to see more locations that cause havoc, or I want to see less locations that cause problems, or I want to turn off ego, right, and turn off dream dimension, right? But I want to put the percentage up for these. Like, I would like to be able to tweak locations in battle mode, because that gives me what I need to do as well. Which leads you to Prashaun's question. We need to be able, in conquest mode, have a side trunk. I need to be able to say, I'm fighting this card list, and it's going to annihilate me because it has everything to beat my cards. I need to have a trunk of 6 cards that I could swap, or 5 or 4, because that's the only way I can actually survive in this conquest mode. It doesn't make sense for me to try to, that's why I see a lot now when I'm playing on conquest. When I was running Tribunal, if they couldn't stop Tribunal, their cards couldn't stop, they just leave right away, because it doesn't make sense to even play, because it's like, we're never going to stop Tribunal, no matter how much you try. But if they had a side card or a trunk with 4 cards, they could say, okay, at least I have Enchantress in this trunk. I'm taking Enchantress.
Rogue or something in there, to stop.
Mind you, something you had in there prior to getting into Conquest. So it's not like you see your opponent's hand and go, okay, now let me go pick these cards. No, you brought them in the trunk in mind to go, if they bring this, I could swap out these 3 or 4 cards. Yeah. We need that. We need more cards at one time. We need a big dump of a set of cards.
And then before we get cooked in the comments, of course, draft mode.
It's not in ladder.
That's obvious. We're never going to get to, of course. But are they running away from the competitive scene?
I think they are.
I know. I mean, let me see why you feel that way. Let me hear why you feel that way.
Well, I think they're trying to promote the game for the most part, rather than trying to have that competitive, because I think most of the competitive people aren't the people that are in the spotlight. And I figured that they want to show people, of course, to promote the game. But that's the way I feel about it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's weird how they're letting other people take in on the action. Because like Glazer has his league coming up. Snap.fan just put something out recently. And I know there's other leagues bubbling up. So it's like, why don't you take advantage of this instead of just letting it go?
No, I hear you. Just let everybody know, disclaimer, we're not developers.
Oh, no.
So we don't have any insights on how hard it would be to do X, Y, and Z, but we're just going based off other card games.
But I don't even think it's on the roadmap.
No. Because their focus, and like you said before, is more so social. They need more people to play the game and promote it more than being in the competitive space, like you mentioned.
Right.
So we're going to get clans, right? We're going to get guilds. We're going to get ways to customize our beautiful cards to show them off, right? This is what Marvel Snapcast, like you said, they're promoting it, right? This is their second year. I think first year was a smooth rollout, right? Second year is all cosmetics. Make it look pretty. Add new music. Let's get a new background. Let's do all these cool things so that people see commercials or see, what are you playing? I think year 3 will probably be the year they go, okay, here's your draft mode. Here's your spectator mode. Because this year they're trying to bring it controller support. So after controller support, I'm sure next year is going to be, you can play it on your Xbox. You can play it on your PlayStation. Ooh. Now, here goes your spectator mode. Here goes your this. Here goes your that. Because the more people that can play it, the more people they get. So now they can actually do more competitive stuff. So I think year 3, year 4 will be that type of, all right, let's switch focus to that. So now we have both. We have the casuals and we have the competitive. Now, the question is, will Snap be able to survive? I mean, they work really fast now to fix crazy things that happen in the meta. Mm-hmm. Do you think they'll make it to that point of year 4, right?
I think it's hard for newer players. So if you're coming to Marvel Snap at year 4, then you're getting your butt kicked by all these cards. Like 200 cards that'll be out by then. Like, I would be discouraged. So there has to be a way to fast track how to get cards without being too expensive at that point, especially for newer players and if you want to grow the game.
That's a good point. Seeing how you feel about it, think Snap will still be as good or better year 4.
I think it's going to be better. I think it's going to get a lot more people to get involved, especially if they bring in the spectator mode and the other modes. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are just going to, because you get to share. It's a shared experience. You know what I mean? As long as you can share, you can bring people. And that's pretty much how I got into Snap, is because of him playing it and getting it. And I was like, what are you playing? Oh, all right, cool. It's on my phone. Oh, launch happened. I'm excited for launch. Now I want to get in on, you know what I mean? So I think it's just going to keep generating as much new stuff as they keep doing, as more drops and all that other stuff. It's just going to get bigger, bro.
Yeah, I do like the fact that they focusing more on Twitch drops. Like I said, first year one, they weren't even talking about that. Like Twitch drop what? Like they wouldn't even. And I'm happy they started doing things like that, which is awesome because it brings more eyes to us content creators.
I think it's staffing too for them. I don't think they're a real
100%.
big group. So once they get more established and grow a little bit more, of course, all that stuff will come.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with you too, Sino. Oh, go ahead, Prashaun.
Oh yeah, and too, like I feel like as content creators too, like it's our job to promote the game, of course, and then shed it in like a good light. So shout out to the developers and all those that work on the game. Even though we're gonna be harsh and critical, we just want the game to be better.
Yeah,
perfect.
Some harsher than most, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shout out to my guy Mo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My guy Mo don't play, but I love it. I love the energy. He gives the energy every time. I love it. So
my man goes incredible. He's David Banner 2 seconds. He goes incredible next second, bro. Like,
I'm telling you, y'all better listen to that guy. Listen to my boy Mo, because he ain't playing with y'all. He's not playing with y'all. But no, I really believe. I think I agree with you, Sino, in the sense. So you guys seen the trailer today for the X-Men '97?
Yeah,
I saw it. Yeah, it's really dope.
When Gambit freaking Wolverine's claws.
That's crazy.
Listen, I got excited for that, but I also got excited to see what Marvel Snap's going to do with that. Like what they do that month as far as variants.
Variant wise, it's going to be insane. It's going to be like childhood all over again.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like the fact that as long as Marvel keep doing the Marvel stuff they're doing, Snap can actually go off of that hype.
Right, I was gonna say that too. The better Marvel does, I think the better Marvel Snap will do, because of course they'll bring more fans to the game.
Yes.
So I'm hoping Deadpool does crazy numbers.
Yes,
Deadpool.
That's gonna be another good one. That one,
and then like it's gonna bring back that nostalgia, hopefully, and they bring back more characters in that movie, and people are like, oh, Marvel Snap, and there's characters in that game, so let me play that game. So
yeah. So I agree with you. I think they really need to find a way to make sure. Cause listen, my little brother started playing it 2 months ago now, and he's nonstop. He's having a blast.
Another new person. See, look at that.
He cooks. His cooks, and he just called me tonight like, yo, I'm 86 with this card list. And I look at this card list. I'm like, this card list is outrageous. I'm like, listen, I don't know how you're pulling this off, but I'm happy for you. I'm gonna spoil his card list right now. It's Sunspot, Zabu, Chavez, Bloodstone, Hulkbuster, Cosmo, Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, Enchantress, Omega Red, Atuma, and She-Hulk. No armor.
No armor?
I'm like, brother, where's your armor? Sometimes I just play Atuma when it's by himself. I'm like, what are you telling me right now?
He doesn't watch the podcast. We've repeatedly told him to carry protection.
Oh,
wow,
he's
man.
smart.
So he's climbing. He's at 80-something. Let me tell you why. Shang-Chi and Enchantress, right? He has those 2 tech cards. So whatever card list he runs up against, he can protect himself and beat those lands, right? He has Miss Marvel, so he's getting that +5 if he's playing that way. And he has Zabu. So Zabu is helping out with 5 of those cards here, right? Shang-Chi, Enchantress, Miss Marvel, Omega, and Atuma. Okay, he's running Cosmo as well, so he's protecting himself against their foolishness.
Yeah.
So the cards in here
he's good.
Yes, the cards in here don't make sense. Is Atuma, Hulkbuster, Elsa, Chavez. I mean, those cards make no sense to me. Atuma in this card list, because you're not filling up a lane enough for Elsa to pop off.
No.
Right? You have Sunspot and Atuma with no armor, so Killmonger, Shang-Chi will have a blast. So
Atuma just
kill, right?
Yeah,
kill himself.
You're not skipping. You're not running magic, so skipping turn 5 maybe to drop She-Hulk. But yeah, I just think, to me, I wish him all the best, but don't battle me, because I would wish him all the best.
Well, does he watch any like YouTube or anything like that?
Yeah, he watched some of my content. Yeah, he watched YouTube. He watched my content too. He watched.
Okay.
He goes over there. He not like that, right? He's not watching it nonstop, but he does watch.
Because I would say, like, if he's not watching that, like YouTube, to see what's meta or what's not, like, then he could just cook whatever and just be oblivious to what's going on.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing right now, and he's winning. So I can't even get mad. I can't even.
He's winning for now, though. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I get it. When you get to these, I'm going to see run this card list. I want to see that, because I want to be in the spectator mode right now, because the shit I had to go through in the 90s. Holy crap! So Prashaun, you were Infinite. You've been Infinite every season since you started playing, or
yeah?
Okay, fantastic. Congratulations.
I think except for one Surfer season, I didn't.
So you started playing beta time.
Correct. I think like a month or two before launch.
Okay, awesome. Did you get invited or did you go move to the Philippines?
No, I boot. I straight up Philippines.
My
Because
God.
like I honestly like I knew the game was coming out. I saw the trailer for it, and then like I was like, does this game come out soon? So I looked it up on YouTube, and I think I saw like a bunch of YouTubers playing it. I was like, how in the hell are they playing this game? And then I think I saw a video from TLSG on how to like download it onto your computer. Yeah. So that's what I did. So I was like free to play until launch because I couldn't even buy anything because my like stuff wouldn't work.
Philippines, right?
Yeah.
So I got lucky to get invited early. So I was able to buy.
Our connection to the Philippines is fucking immaculate right now. Let me tell you.
I believe it. I believe it.
You two in the Philippines right now? What? You guys?
I had to go in the Philippines to get it on my iOS device. I got the invite for Android with no problem. So I was able to buy stuff in the store. I was able to get like Wave and get the battle pass for Wave. But on my iPad, I had to use the Philippines to get to it. So I had both. I had my account that I got invited to on Android, and I had my iPad, only my iPad that went to the Philippines, so I can actually.
Nice. I think like when I was playing, I was like top 20 or whatever in games played because I would play until like 5 a.m. at times.
Oh yeah, I made top 10. I did make top 10 back in the beta day on Snap.fan. So sometimes, but. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Glad you got in and played from then. But yeah, going infinite is a thing that a lot of people take very seriously. I mean, I don't think you need to take it that seriously, but once you go one time, it's like you get that itch to always want to go.
Yeah. I think it's easier once you make it the first time because you're starting at 70 compared to grinding from the bottom.
Right. But sometimes it's not that easy. So we're going to shout out to Sino. Sino makes it sometimes, don't make it next time.
Because I'm typically like infinite, like day one now.
Times, but it's been crazy from there on out. I'm not gonna lie. These last 2 seasons now, the holiday season, I'm not even gonna front. Didn't even make much of a attempt. I made an attempt, but not much of it because just everything going on. Family and traveling and all this other shit, bro. There was no way I was going infinite in the holiday season. But then after that, I think it was a curse. I think I got cursed after that because I've been sweating in the 80s, get to the 90s, get dropped to the 80s. So, bro, I've been wanting to throw my phone, wanting to, punch the screen, all that, bro. It's been crazy, but but I still enjoy playing the game, and that's what I just told myself I'm gonna just start enjoying the game. Fuck it. If I go infinite, I go infinite. But for the most part, I'm gonna just sit here. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna vibe out with my people. I'm gonna just enjoy the game because it was starting to weigh on me a little bit. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna enjoy this game because I really like playing it. So I'm not gonna put that type of pressuring, anxiety, and all that shit on me for no reason. This would be something I enjoy doing, not something that I dread doing. You know what I mean? So
that's why I came in it. He's always infinite. Day one.
Yo, Prashaun goes to infinite. He's like, yo, tonight, the whole night.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're going infinite. And I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta sleep, bro.
I think it's like the longer it takes me to get infinite. I forgot what season it was. I forgot what card it was. But there's one season they had a bunch of hot locations, and I kept on losing, and I didn't reach infinite until like the last day of the season. I think they had Onslaught Citadel as a hot location one weekend, and like I was losing every game because everyone was playing like Onslaught, like and all that. And then the next few days later, Peak was the hot location. Everyone was playing Mr. Negative. I was playing Mr. Negative too, but I just couldn't win.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna put the game down. Like I can't do this. Like I'm dropping like 10 ranks. And I came back like a few days later and got infinite, but it's rough. Like when it's like the last week of the season and you're not infinite, like you're sweating bullets, you're trying to win, you're getting angry, like you're trying to look for every tech list.
25 ranks in day one. Like I got dropped all the way to 58, bro. So I was sick and went all the way back up to 80 something. So I was happy about that, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. But now I'm just like, oh God, the blocks that I'm hitting, the ceilings that I'm hitting is like, oh, come on. But then I'll get some success and I'll get back up and then I'll just, so it's rough, bro.
Yeah, it's like those hot locations. And what was it, like Pet Bar or whatever?
Thank God I got rid of that shit. Thank God I got rid of that shit.
Yeah, I was like, man, like
they
come on.
deleted that. Thank God for
And then
that.
the castle, I forgot the castle,
Yeah,
but like you only can play 6 drops in
Six
there.
drops.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah, thank God that shit got deleted. Both of them. Thank you. And when I saw that, thank you, please. It was so phenomenal. I went Infinite, the Shield versus Hydra season. That was 3 to 4 seasons into Marvel Snap. I didn't go to first season because I didn't know what the hell's going on the first. I was in DR the first season, so I wasn't even thinking about no Infinite. Second season, Wave season, I didn't even care. Third season, I really wanted it because it was the Thor season.
okay.
So you got that Thor avatar, and I didn't get it. I was just like, I was in an Indian wedding, so it's like that was all week. So it's either I party, right, or go to my friend's wedding. I'm like, all right, fine. And then the fourth season, which was, or the fourth or fifth, which was the Shield versus Hydra, I ran Hella all the way to Hella with Gambit. That Gambit saved me so many. That Gambit sniped people's infinites. So many games. It was the best thing ever. And then since then, I've always been Infinite. But there was one season that I could have been Infinite and I procrastinated. Because to me, I love playing the game too. But once I go Infinite, streaming becomes fun, but not fun. So it's like, I don't want to go Infinite too fast, right? Because I do like making card lists in different decks. But I also like the climb. I like that energy. I like trying to climb on stream. And the season Loki came out, I was killing it. And I was like, nah, I'm not going Infinite. I'm stopping right here. I'm not going Infinite. It was like 90. I got to 90 in like 2 seconds because Loki season was bananas, right?
Oh, yeah.
I stopped. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'll wait.
And who told you otherwise? Who screamed at you and was like, bro, what are you doing?
I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it, man. It's going to be boring. Yeah, Prashaun, it took me to the last 3 days.
Oh, wow.
That season. Because
I wonder who started this Infinite Day 1 thing. Like, all of a sudden, like that's like the new standard on Twitter and everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably going to say Dara. Maybe Dara or somebody. Definitely. Prashaun, I'm blaming you.
Yeah, blame Prashaun. Let's blame Prashaun. He's like, nah, I didn't start it.
Whenever I see Prashaun tweet or go on live and says Infinite Day 1, I'm like, yeah, see?
I even quit doing that on YouTube too. Like I used to do like Infinite Day 1, like I quit doing it because people will call me out in the comments. They're like, "Oh, you don't post your rank," and I'm like, "Dude, like I don't know, like just cut it out. Like I don't have to. Like check my Twitter." But I quit putting it on Twitter too because I was like, this is like everyone's doing it.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Yeah, it's the sweatiest thing ever. Final days to try to go Infinite.
Oh yeah, the final days, I'd be stressing. I don't want to put myself through that.
I will say one thing because I can speak to this better probably than you two can. That last day though, when it's like I don't give a fuck, I'm just there. I'm free playing. I'm snapping on everything. Snap. Let's go. I don't care. I got nothing to lose right now. Let's go.
That's fair.
Like it's also kind of fun.
The final count.
Yeah, it's like I have no hope anyway. I'll just keep shooting. Snap. You might be a little. You might.
But I think there was like a few seasons ago where there's a glitch in if you're already Infinite. Like you became Infinite
immediately.
Already.
Like it was like it was like whatever, like
season.
98 rank or something like that. If you can
one or something. Yeah, one. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did. That was a crazy season.
So that one doesn't count. You can't count that Infinite, bro.
I'll take it. Facts. I'll take it. What do you mean don't count?
You can't count that. Y'all got handed Infinite. It was second dinner. Like yo. Here's Infinite, y'all. Some people didn't even play. They were like, "Oh shit! All right, cool."
Oh yeah.
No need to grind card back. Got it.
All right, sure. Sure. I want to definitely ask you about this before we head out. The ranking system, the app, the Pulse Infinite. What's your take on it? Do you understand it? Do you like it? Do you wish it was better? What's your take?
I understand it, but I don't understand it. Because if I'm Infinite Day 1, that means I'm better than a lot of people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But my rank could be like 700.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone that reaches Infinite maybe like a week or two before the season ends, they could be ranked 400 just based off of like snap points. So I'm like, all right. So I grinded and then I've been in Infinite for maybe 2 or 3 weeks ahead of you. and you just make it the last day or something, and you have more rank than me, that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like weird how the system works like in that way.
Oh,
Especially when I play a lot of games too and grind. So I don't know. It's just weird. And then especially too, since there's so many players becoming infinite after. So like if you're infinite day one, and then like there's people constantly reaching infinite. So it's either pushing you forward or pushing you back just based off their stat points. Which I don't like that either, because you could just go to sleep and lose like 1,000 rank just because
it happens to a lot of people.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
it's like don't sleep and just play Snap 24/7. Like, what you talking about? Yeah, don't ever sleep. Just play our game 24/7. Do what you got to do to stay up.
I wish that rank was season based.
Yes, I was gonna say a reset per season, and then you guys battle it out. Everybody battle it out.
Yeah. So if you got to infinite first, and realistically you're first, that means you're one. Right?
You're one. Yeah, I agree.
You rank one.
Right.
And then as the season continues, you drop depending on more people get there and what they've been doing and how many more wins they have. I think that's the way it works. And then
I think it should be seriously like a legit ladder, not snap points.
Yes.
If you beat someone a higher rank than you, then it's a certain amount of points and you just move up and down.
Yes,
correct.
I agree.
Correct.
Absolutely. And keeps it fair, right?
Yeah, 100%. For sure.
Because at this point, only certain people are really competing for them top ranks.
Oh, yeah, because technically whenever the new season starts, you already have a certain amount of snap points.
Yeah. And some people are 139,000. They're like, I'm not doing this shit.
I think like 9,000, 10,000? That's like the highest right now.
Yeah.
But I think Dara just reached, Dara just reached #1 a few days ago.
Yeah, I watched that stream.
It gets boring though, because you're playing the same deck over and over because you know it wins. And then when I make content and I try to play different decks, like I can't play as competitively as I want, or I get bored just playing Sarah for 24, 25 hours straight. Like it gets boring.
I'm with you. This is why I like to do different things. I don't really care about the rank system at the end. I play Conquest mode to get my border, and that's really it. So my rank might be 22K. That's fine. Be what you feel away. You feeling froggy? Then battle me. Come on. Is this your champion? Right?
Is this your king?
Is this your king? Battle me. You know what I mean? If you feeling that you better rank ahead, then let's see what happens. But I think right after that, once I go infinite, my focus is now on conquest or playing card lists or making content. Like you said, entertaining the community, playing their card list, see how it goes. Speaking of the community and the card lists and everything else in the ladder, the community, our friends GC, James, and Eddie Alam put together a wonderful community called the World Snap Federation. We did speak about it last podcast, me and Sino.
WSF.
We gave everybody their flowers. Eddie's no longer part of WSF. So we have one commissioner, GC James, running everything and doing the best he can. Now, we did have an amazing pay-per-view last month, as we did mention the last pay-per-view, which was called the Snap Rumble, where we had 15 awesome content creators from the Marvel Snap world and some not, first playing Marvel Snap for the first time in a Royal Rumble type style match. Now, we did say the winner of the match was Prashaun, number 15. When you look at it, it was a great event. Definitely enjoyed it. Loved all the promos. Everybody's promos, all the new awesome promos were flawless.
And Mr. Cool, right? Mr. Cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How did you come up with Mr. Cool?
I don't know. I'm just chill. Everyone just says like my content's just chill. My streams are just chill. I'm just a dude.
It fits. You're a very mellow toned dude. You know?
Yeah, for sure. So
you just cool. Right now, people are either excited or they're falling asleep on this podcast. Either way,
quiet storm, man.
Yeah, we're happy you're listening.
I'm not gonna lie, both of you could probably do that. You guys are very ASMR type of guys. I don't know. You got a very
Sino's full of energy right now.
Yeah, that's right. I get the people hyped.
I thought the weed was gonna be a downer, but
like I said, keep smoking. We the ones that are high. You know? I
don't know what's in that cup either.
You guys got contact? How did that happen?
That guy from over the internet, because clearly we the cool talking ones. Sino's super hype.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely a great event. Definitely, I loved all the promos. Everybody did a great job.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was definitely cool to be a part of it. Especially, I had no clue what it was at SnapCon. What the hell you guys were doing? I was like, what are they doing? I was like, what is this? And then over
The Tampa
time, like,
screw job.
yeah, I started watching you guys. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. Like, I definitely something I wouldn't mind being a part of. And then I got the invite. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember talking to Prashaun about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I definitely would do it." And I was like, "You know what? I got you, bro." I went to Ken. I was like, "Yo, Prashaun wants to be in goddamn WSF. Like, I think he'd be a great addition." So, shout out to them for listening and stuff like that to Ken and all that, because you did great, bro. You came right out. How did you feel doing the first one? Because I know how I felt. I'll share in 2 seconds. But how did you feel doing the first one?
I was super nervous. Like, I was like, am I gonna press the right button?
Yes, I did.
I'm gonna say the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was wild. And then being the last person too, like I was like, damn, like I wish I was like number one, so I could get in and out. Like,
Get out of here. You had to wait the whole thing.
And
I had to watch the whole
is
thing, and I was
building.
like, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Even
anxiety
the game
and
too. The game went by like so quick.
Yeah.
Like once you're up, like it goes by so quick. So I was like, all right, that's it. Like,
yeah. It was like
perfect.
That was that.
Great.
Yeah. And
no need to go through the real full battle mode.
Just
win that round, win that game.
Yeah, and it was crazy how I won too. So the Titania flipped, and I was like, "Oh wow,
yeah, exactly."
Best thing ever,
over, bro. I know. I felt the same way, bro. I was mad nervous before my first one. I was literally like, "Oh shit!" Like before, and I didn't hit the right button. I hit the wrong button.
So like, Sino, we can't see you.
Yeah, I was all set up. All I had to do was hit the left bottom corner and hit the screen, like to turn on the camera.
Yeah,
I literally did not know what to do at that moment. I'm literally like, what the fuck is happening? Why is this not working? And they're stalling, so I'm loving every minute of it. And I came back pretty well.
Yeah, like I was chilling in the waiting room the whole time.
I'm chilling right now. I ain't got where to go nowhere.
Yeah. Like, hey, bro. But you did it, bro. You went and you got the shot at Snap Mania, bro, which is crazy.
Going against Dan, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So before we wrap things up, Prashaun, let the people know where they can find you, my friend.
You can find me at Prashaun_Snap on Twitter. You can also find me at Twitch, Prashaun, and then you can find me on YouTube where I upload daily, sometimes 2 times, sometimes 3 times if I'm feeling froggy. On YouTube, I think I'm pretty close to 2,600 subscribers on YouTube, which is crazy. Like I never would have thought it. I think I'm projected for like 5,000, 600,000 by the end of the year. So it's crazy to think that people care about what I do, which is awesome. So I appreciate everyone that gives me a follow, like, comment, anything positive, negative, all that good stuff.
Yeah, leave a comment down below, guys. We'll have all his links down there, of course.
Prashaun _. Don't forget the _. Let's go.
Oh yeah, only on Twitter though, because my original Twitter got like hacked. So
that's the worst. That is the worst.
It was just my name.
Wow. And they just people, I guess they wanted the name that bad, so I get it.
Yeah,
they knew you was on the come up, bro. They were just trying to take it from you. That's why.
Probably, yeah.
But let's dive back into this WSF thing here, right? So, as I understand it, you came in last. You were number 15, which kind of guaranteed you the spot, right? You didn't really earn it. You didn't really go from 1 to 15, or my number, which was 10, which I think was still bullshit. But nonetheless, you got 15. You got 15. That's fine. No problem. So the way I look at it, you're going up against Default Dan. Now, if you know the history, WSF is the house that STG built, right? I was one of the best champions, if not the best champion that was there. So to me, as Cody Rose and them go, I didn't really get to finish my story because technically I should be the one against Default Dan at the biggest of Snap. But instead of me going against Dan, it's you versus Dan. Now, again, I don't think you really earned it. You didn't deserve it. You didn't really beat nobody. You just came in on 15 and got lucky with Titania flipping. So the way I look at it, if you really feeling like you really worthy, why don't you put that number 1 contender spot up at the next pay-per-view against yours truly, STG?
Wow. Okay. All right. I think you talked about your story just beginning, right? But I think I'll take you up on that challenge. Because I think your story is about to end, and mine will continue against Default Dan when I take that belt. Because I am the future of Marvel Snap and WSF.
The future. Yeah, your future even starts yet. You, like I said, you got lucky, Prashaun. You got lucky, Mr. Cool.
Hold on,
right?
guys. This is not getting too crazy. This is going
Listen,
left.
no. The way I see it, let's be real. Number 15 guarantees you a spot. I mean, I don't know what else I could tell you here. You understand?
But
If you were 10 climbing that, I totally get it. And again, this is your first time, your first pay-per-view. You didn't really earn that spot. Not at all. But you know what? It's fine. I'm glad you feel that you are the future, because when I beat you the next pay-per-view,
Right.
nobody's gonna remember who Mr. Cool is. We're gonna keep you on ice for real. That's how I look at it.
Okay,
But I think it's all a formality, right? I think I was just there because they knew that I was going to win. So there's no point of carrying me through the whole show when I was going to be the show. And then Dan, too, they're not going to give Dan the belt. I have to win it because they want me to win it. So I have to go through the motions just so I could get to Dan. And this is another check I have to check off is STG. So if I have to win the Rumble, beat STG, and then get the belt from Dan, then so be it. Then the script writes itself, right?
Yeah, I hope you're ready to shatter dreams, because it's not happening. Your dreams are about to be shattered. I'm glad you feel this way, because when I win, it's gonna be the best thing ever. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Prashaun agreed to put up his number one contender spot against STG. Now it's only right. It's February, Black History Month. You and I, main event, the next pay-per-view. GC, if you watching, because I know you are, make sure you guys book that. He agreed he's going to put up his number one contender spot, and I'm going to take it from him.
And then I don't think the groundhog came out, did he? So we still have some winter going.
He said
the groundhog didn't.
It's about to get real cold for you, STG.
I don't think so.
Wow, this is amazing. This is all right, guys. All right, we gotta end it here, guys. You guys are getting too crazy. This is insane. We got challenges. This is insane. We gotta end it here. All right, guys.